So we're looking at some side control stuff this week. I want to show you some things to protect your neck. You know, I had a great instructor years ago, Patrick Barbieri, and he used to say, don't be where they're pushing, which I thought is just a great way to phrase it. You know, I used to be always passing the guard or some position, and somebody would be pushing on my head. I'd be fighting my way through it. My neck was always bothering me, and that's just not the way to do things. You know, you don't want to fight through that kind of force, especially with your neck. The word jujitsu literally means gentle art. I had another friend who is a linguist, native Japanese speaker. He told me it means gentle art and yielding art. That's what it really means. So it's like a willow tree bending to the wind. So that's how we want to do it. If somebody's pushing our neck, we don't want to just fight into it. You know, we're going to put too much wear and tear on our neck, and it's just going to be too hard. We want to, especially our neck and spine, keep it as free from stress as possible when we do our jiu-jitsu. So when somebody's passing a guard and getting side control on us, we're going to have, our main idea is to not let them cross-face us, not let them get a grip on our collar. So if this guy gets by my legs, I'm going to try to block this arm, because this is the arm that's going to try to cross-face me. If I see some beginners reach for the hip like this, I'm going to let the guy grab your neck. So now I'm fighting his pulling power, I'm fighting his hip power, and I'm fighting gravity. It's too hard. And the funny thing about jiu-jitsu is, you know, we learn a lot of things on our own. So sometimes people will let the guy grab them, but maybe the guy's only a white belt or something, or he's new, and they're able to recover, and they think, wow, that's how you do it. That's the right way to do it, but it isn't. It's going to be much better if, when he gets by my legs, I don't let him get a grip on my neck. It's going to be easier for me to recover, and it's going to save a lot of wear and tear on my neck. Sometimes I'm on top side control, and I get a good cross face, and people will still turn and still try to get up and still try to get their guard back. And they're just wrenching their own neck. It's just not the way to do things, you know? We don't want to do it that way. We want to get our neck, our head and neck free before we start getting out, okay? So the drill we're going to do right now is he's going to move my legs out of the way, and I'm not going to let him get my head and neck. I'm going to get my feet back on his hips. Then he's going to come to the other side, and I'm not going to let him get my head and neck, and I'm going to put my feet back. So here's the grip. One hand is on his lower arm, the other hand's on his upper arm, like this. But just through this, he's probably going to be able to swim his arm out and get my neck, okay? Just like this. Let's try this now. Thanks. Sometimes what this guy will do is take his shoulder and turn my whole head. Right, he grabs this and drops that shoulder down on me. It's a lot of pressure. And now it's hard for me to turn my hips back into him if he's making my face turn off. Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Yeah, he's doing this. It's hard to face him. It's going to make it hard for me to escape. So what I try to do is take my jaw and just like a spear, aim it into the force of his shoulder, into his deltoid, so it's difficult for him to turn my head. So now he goes to turn my head, and the point of my chin is going into his shoulder. Sometimes it's uncomfortable for this guy even, right? Yes. And now I'm not getting my head turned. I do have some pressure on my jaw, so I got to be careful. You know, I don't want to hurt my jaw either, but this is protecting my neck pretty good. I feel like I'm not really getting my neck twisted, okay? So let's try that. Think of it as a spear going right into the deltoid. Okay, so now, let's look, if we don't want to do that with our chin, they got a hold of our head and they're turning our head. So if they're doing that, I'm going to try to keep the hand that's on their hip in good position, and I'll let him turn my neck, but I'll turn my hips also. So I'll try to keep the pressure off my neck a little bit when he goes to turn me, as I turn everything like this. So it's not going to hurt me as bad. If I try to fight it like this, yeah, I'm wrenching my own neck. So I'm going to turn my hips, keep my spine more in one alignment like this. Now the challenge now is he's going to try to mount me now. Right. I got to keep this arm in position. So as he brings his knee over, I'm going to put this across his waist and push him that way so I can do my escape. Okay. So
I have my arm like this. He turns me away, right? Now I bring my arm in front of his belt, just like this. So it doesn't matter that I turned away. I'm yielding. This is the yielding art. I didn't resist too much. I got this here. Now when he goes to mount, I can escape. I can escape because I can create space between his hips and my hips. If this is out here like this, it's going to be very hard for me to escape. Okay, one more time. So he turns my neck. I don't resist. He starts his mount. I get in front of his waist. He continues to mount. And I escape. Okay, so let's keep this arm in the proper position. And we'll let our neck turn and we'll let our whole spine turn. Thanks.